You know, Jesus dealt a lot with legalism. Think about this. He dealt with the Pharisees and the Sadducees on their legalistic views. Now, we hear a lot about this kind of teaching in our modern church today. I mean, we heard it all. Legalism. Don't be a legalist. But many don't understand what that is. So, to give you a better understanding, the scribes and Pharisees were a group that seized historical Judaism during the intertestamental period between the Old and New Testament. They came to power, and they so devoted themselves to the law or the Torah of God that they actually took and built a fence around it with extra principles to better keep the law. And so think of it this way, what legalism is. In my area where I grew up, and it's not very far from where I'm running today, is a place called Little River Canyon. Historically, Mays Gulf. It's a big hole in the ground. If you ever go to Little River Canyon, there is barriers around it, fences, that keeps you back 10, 15 feet away from the canyon. Now, growing up, to get a better view of this, you had to go across the fence and get closer to the edge, which, when you did, you crossed the barrier. So legalism is basically a fence. There's a cliff. The cliff is a law. It's as far as you can go. If you build a fence about 10 feet back, then it ensures you that you're not going to cross the boundary or break the law or fall in the big hole in the ground. But here's the problem with fences, legalism. Before long, the fence becomes the important thing and not the cliff and the big hole in the ground. That's what happened during Jesus' day. The Pharisees and the Sadducees had elevated the fence, their legalistic view. Keep the Sabbath, don't work on it. Well, they added about 35 different stipulations of what you could and couldn't do on the Sabbath. So the law said, remember the Sabbath, keep it holy. And the only thing that makes a day or anything holy is the Word of God. But instead of just giving the plain reading of the text, they put barriers to ensure that you don't break the command. Therefore, offend God and die. And that's what legalism is. Legalism exalts the fence higher than the actual text. Don't be a legalist. We have grace and mercy.